Hey guys, Griffinoni here. Before we get started with today's episode, I have another nickname suggestion from you all in the comments. And the nickname for today's Pokemon, Drowsy, or at least the Drowsy that we chose to keep for ourselves, is going to be Tapir. This nickname was once again suggested by UberDan9254, and the explanation is as simple as it gets. Drowsy's place of origin is the real-world animal, the tapir, so let's call Drowsy a tapir. Thank you very much, UberDan. Now let's begin the episode. What a glorious morning it is. Right, Rido? Huh? Rido is holding something. Okay, guess we're starting the episode like this. We got the yellow flower in the fashion case. Alright, well, I guess we're starting on that note. Hey guys, it's Griffinoni here, and welcome back to Pokemon HeartGold. Last time, we did a lot. We were in around basically the entire Johto region again, accessing everything that we can now that we have the ability to surf outside of battle. We caught many new Pokemon, including our lovely Mizumori the Lapras. We even encountered Entei for a brief bit of time. And we've made all our way back here to Ecruteak City. This time, I can't talk today. This time, we're going to head west out of Ecruteak City now that we have caught up on everything that we need to do. So, let's do it. There really isn't anything else that we need to do, so we head out to the west on this gate. What do you have to say on this fine morning? Where'd you say you're from? New Barktown? That's the town where Professor Elm lives, right? You've come a long way to get here. Indeed I have, ever since yesterday. Welcome to Route 38. We need to go here to go south towards Olivine City. Now, on this route, there are many trainers that we can find, and there are also many new Pokemon that we can find. So, before we get into anything, I do want to get this. Max Potion, very useful. But yes, there are many new trainers and also many new Pokemon that we can find along this route. So, while I'm going through the trainers here, I'm going to be doing my usual spiel of walking through the area, fighting the trainers, and talking about the new Pokemon that we can find for ourselves. Because trust me, there are a lot of new options available to us on this route alone, and they're absolutely worth your time to consider. So, let's get into it. I've been overseas, so I know about all sorts of Pokemon. Can I even read English? Okay, so first off, we have Magnemite. Now, right out of the gate, this Pokemon has an amazing type combination. Electric Steel may have multiple weaknesses, including an obvious quad weakness to ground, but in exchange, it has, count them, 12 resistances, including 2 quad resistances, and an immunity to poison. Plus, Magnemite and its evolved form Magneton learn a new move in this generation called Magnet Rise, which makes them straight up immune to ground type attacks for 5 turns. So its biggest weakness is already gone. What else does it have going for it? Impressive physical defense and an insane 120 base special attack, allowing it to take full advantage of the special electric and steel type moves it gets to level up, the latter of which not being possible until this generation. That said, for all the good Magnemite and Magneton can do, there are some things you still need to keep in mind. First of all, let's address the elephant in the room. Doesn't Magneton get an evolution this generation? Well, yes, but not here. Much like Leafeon and Glaceon, Magneton can evolve into Magnezone by leveling it up in a specific area. In Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum versions, you simply have to level it up anywhere on Mount Coronet, which is much more forgiving in comparison to the evolution requirements for Leafeon and Glaceon. But much like them, HeartGold and Soul Silver version have no location in-game that meets the requirements, despite a myriad of locations that could work if they just simply programmed it to be the case. As such, I see no point in factoring Magnezone in this bio, because evolving Magneton into Magnezone requires elements that are completely disingenuous to the experience of this game. The other things to keep in mind are while Magneton does get reliable forms of offense for both electric and steel type attacks, it does not get Thunderbolt or Flash Cannon to level up, so that will require an investment of TMs. Additionally, unlike most electric types, Magneton is not particularly fast, which is fine if you're not looking for that. At the end of the day, Magnemite can be a very strong pick for this point in the game, and will only prove to be more useful as we encounter stronger opponents. So if none of the electric types so far have appealed to you, consider this one, even if it can't fully evolve. Next up, found at any time during the day, but weirdly not at night, is Farfetch'd, and boy do I hate this thing. You might think that with its stupid design, mediocre stats, and boring type, there would be nothing redeemable about this thing. And unfortunately, that's not true. This thing has, to my immense frustration, one of the best level up movesets in the game. This thing has the moves to make it a devastating sweeper. We're talking Aerial Ace, Slash, Air Cutter, Feint, Knockoff, Sword Stance, Agility, and in this game, it got even more amazing moves through level up, including Poison Jab, Night Slash, and Air Slash. And that's completely disregarding the other amazing moves it gets through breeding and move tutors, such as Leap Blade and Heat Wave. There are Pokemon that would kill to have all these moves so readily available through level up. Pokemon that need these moves to bring out their potential. But instead, they gave them all to this pathetic excuse. Obviously, I can't stop you from catching this thing, but if you do, please do not waste your TMs on this thing. It really doesn't need them. Next up, we have the first calf Pokemon, Tauros. Tauros is one of those tried and true Pokemon that stay relatively good all throughout the games. While it's not as broken as it once was, Tauros is still an incredible force to be reckoned with its base 100 attack and 110 speed, not to mention decent defense at base 95. It has one of the best abilities in the game in the form of Intimidate, and while its level up moveset is nothing too impactful, it gets a lot of amazing moves via TM and Move Tutor, including Return, Earthquake, Rock Slide, Ice Beam, and Zen Headbutt. Plus, it's one of very few Pokemon to learn Giga Impact through level up, which is basically the physical version of Hyper Beam. The only real problem with Tauros is that special defense could be better, and it being a pure normal type means that it can never get off a same type attack bonus super effective move on opponents, and might struggle against rock and steel types without TM moves. But even so, it hits hard and hits fast, and if that's all you need out of a normal type, consider giving Tauros a chance. As for the other cow-like Pokemon, we have Miltank. Finally, you too can inflict the pain on others that Whitney inflicted onto you. Miltank doesn't hit quite as hard as Tauros does, but it does have better defense and HP, comparable speed, and respectable attack. It also has unique talents that set it apart from Tauros, and I'm not just talking about its ability to produce up to 5 gallons of rich milk every day. But in relation to its milk, it has a signature move called Milk Drink, which restores half of the user's HP, giving Miltank plenty of longevity in battle. Additionally, it can come with one of two abilities, each of which can drastically affect how Miltank will perform in battle. One ability is called Thick Fat. This ability halves all damage from both fire and ice type attacks, essentially giving Miltank 2 resistances when it would otherwise have 0. Alternatively, Miltank could have Scrappy for its ability, which allows Miltank to hit Ghost-type Pokemon with both normal and Fighting-type attacks, essentially undoing the one type that's normally immune to Miltank's attack. Personally, I would go with Thick Fat, especially if you've already cleared Morty's gym by this point, because Fire and Ice types, and more importantly their attacks, come up much more often than when you face Ghost types. That said, much like Tauros, Miltank can only be truly effective if you're willing to invest some TMs into it to give it optimal coverage. But that doesn't mean you can't make Miltank work, regardless. It's a reliable and fast normal type that can last through nearly any battle, for better and for worse. Next up, found a whopping 1% of the time, is Snubbull. Before we get into Snubbull as a Pokemon, I should preface that for those of you who only started playing Pokemon since 2012, which is a preface that I hate giving over 13 years later, then you're probably scratching your heads about Snubbull's type. Despite being referred to as the Fairy Pokemon, Snubbull is not a Fairy type in this game, as the Fairy type wouldn't be introduced until Pokemon X and Y version. As such, Snubbull is a normal type in this game. With that out of the way, you might think that Snubbull doesn't compare to other amazing normal types we've seen so far, right? Well, that's not entirely true. While it doesn't have the bulk or speed that Tauros and Miltank have, it makes up for it in other ways. First off, Snubbull already has as much physical attack as Miltank does, even before it evolves in a Granbull at level 23. But once it does evolve, its attack shoots up to an impressive base 120. Additionally, it comes with a pretty decent move pool, which includes Headbutt, Bite, Crunch, and all the Elemental Fang moves to level up, giving it a decent bit of coverage against most types. Like most normal types, it's compatible with a lot of TMs, giving it even more potential variety. And both Snubbull and Granbull can come with the Intimidate ability, which I've said over and over again is one of the best abilities in the game. Way better than its Runaway ability. The biggest problem one could face with raising a Snubbull, aside from its lacking defenses and speed, is that it doesn't get a lot of good normal type moves to level up. Luckily, we have the Strength HM, and while Strength isn't the most powerful normal type attack out there, it's still a respectable base 80 normal type move with 120 attack and same type attack bonus backing it up. So you'll be fine. At the end of the day, Snubbull and Granbull may be outclassed as normal types in comparison to others that we find here, but that doesn't mean they're useless. Far from it. And finally, exclusive to Pokemon Soul Silver is Meowth. Now, Meowth is a Pokemon of very divisive functionality. For now, let's focus on how it functions as a battling Pokemon. It has good speed at base 90, it learns some decent moves such as Slash and Night Slash, it has a wide variety of moves it can learn via TM like most normal types, it can actually learn Hypnosis via breeding, plus it has a signature move in the form of Payday. While lacking in damage, Payday will give you money equal to the user's level multiplied by 5, which can help if you're extremely strapped for cash. Plus, both Meowth and its evolved form Persian can come with a Technician ability, which can help it bring out the best from its weaker moves, including Payday. And that's all the nice I have to say. While those positives still stand, Meowth and Persian are not great at battling. Their stats are indefinitely mediocre, making them frail and unable to do reliable damage. The majority of their moves are either too weak or just do too little to be helpful. Seriously, Persian learns Nasty Plot through level up, but it only learns one special attack. What was even the point? And while Technician is definitely helpful, there are far better Pokemon both with and without Technician. What really makes Meowth, and only Meowth worth considering, is its pickup ability. While pickup is not as broken as it used to be in Gen 3, having an ability that can give free items is incredibly helpful. In this generation, what can be given and how likely it will be given is affected by the Pokemon's level. On screen is a visible breakdown of all the items Meowth can potentially give depending on its level. While I will not go through everything in detail, I will point out a few highlights you'll want to keep your eyes out for. Between levels 11 through 30, there is a 1% chance that Meowth could pick up the King's Rock item, which is needed to help certain Pokemon evolve through trading. Given the level you can catch Meowth at here, you could potentially get this right now. Between levels 41 through 60, there's a 1% chance that Meowth could pick up the Iron Ball item, an item that has the user's speed and makes flying types susceptible to ground type attacks if they are the ones holding it. Between levels 51 through 70, there's a 1% chance that Meowth could pick up TM56, Fling, a move that has fixed base power that is determined by the held item that the user consumes and throws at the opponent. And fun fact, if you throw the Iron Ball item I just mentioned with Fling, it will have a base power of 130. Though, don't try this outside of wireless battles. Between levels 71 through 90, there's a 1% chance that Meowth could pick up TM86, which teaches Grass Knot, a special grass-type move that ranges between 20 and 120 base power, depending on the weight of the opponent. And lastly, between levels 91 through 100, there is a 1% chance that Meowth could pick up TM26, Earthquake, one of the most powerful ground-type moves in the game. Obviously, making the most out of pickup is a chore to say the least, but if you're playing Soul Silver and have an empty slot in your team, you might as well catch a Meowth. Make sure to pick up and get free items. The only reason I'm not doing it, aside from the fact that my team is fully assembled, is that I'm playing HeartGold version. Okay, I believe that covers all the trainers that we need to fight on this particular route, so let's check the trainer tips. If a Pokemon is trying to evolve, you can't stop it. Press the B button during evolution. That startles the Pokemon, stops its evolution. Yes, I did mention this yesterday when we got the Everstone, but it is still worth bringing up. If you don't want an evolution to happen, all you need to do is hit B and manually stop it. Now I want to head further left here and find ourselves around 39. Hello, sir. Oh, what you are holding is what they call a Pokédex. Haven't seen one of those in ages. My name is Baoba. I used to run a safari zone in Fuchsia City, but it was becoming out of date with the new entertainment options coming out. I decided to go overseas to learn the newest technology and open a state-of-the-art safari zone in Cinewood. It may be more than a coincidence that we're chatting. Why don't we register each other's numbers in the Pokegear? I can give you a call once the safari zone is open before I call anyone else. Do you want to register? Yes, I absolutely want to do this, and I highly recommend you do the same. That's the way. Awesome, so we registered Baoba in the Pokegear. I'll let you know over the Pokegear once it's ready. Yeah, we're gonna want to remember that guy for later, because, boy, what he provides us is going to be fun to talk about, and definitely not going to be an ordeal to edit. Anyway, we have a new route here. We're on Route 39. We can head further south toward Olivine City, but I don't want to do that quite yet. I want to check this place, Miltank Farm. Enjoy our fresh and tasty milk. Well, obviously, the first thing I'm going to enjoy at this farm is another apricorn. Let's go. We've gotten another green apricorn in our box. Now, we see some Miltank here on the Miltank Farm. It's a beautiful area, and I do believe there's an item down here I want to get. TM60 Drain Punch. Has season power, and it can also heal yourself when you're using it. The only problem with Drain Punch is that for some reason it has the same problem as Giga Drain, where it only has 5 PP. Soon, Drain Punch. Soon you will no longer have these shackles. Anyway, let's talk to the people inside the Miltank Farm. Not right now, Aaron. Our milk even goes out to Kanto. So if our own Miltank won't give us any milk, we're in trouble. Huh. Something wrong with the Miltank? My Miltank ain't giving me milk anymore. This here farm got famous milk. Most everyone wants a drink. It'll give me lots of milk even if I feed it. Lots of berries, I reckon. God bless with the incomplete text boxes. So it looks like one of their Miltank is not feeling too well. Why don't we head out to the left and see what's going on in here? Hello. What do you have to say, tiny children? Mumu is sick. She needs lots of orange berries. Mumu is sick. She needs lots of orange berries. So, you guys remember when I mentioned before that you needed about, I don't know, 7 orange berries for something coming up? This is what I was referring to. So, let's try with this Miltank and see what we can do about this. Ooh. Cry it's weak. Give an orange berry to Miltank? Yeah. So we'll need to continue giving more orange berries to Miltank. Like I said, you do need 7 to do this, but trust me, it is worth it. All right, Miltank's a little healthier, but we still need to keep at it. All right, I believe that's 6 orange berries so far. 1 more orange berry hopefully should do it. There we go. Miltank became totally healthy. It's brimming with energy. Beautiful. All right, children, what do you have to give to me in exchange for me saving your Pokemon from dying? Shocking. I really want to give you some seals, but you don't have a seal case. But don't you worry, my sister can give you a seal case. Okay, well, thank you. Mumu is totally healthy again. I'll give you the seal case for your trouble. There we go. We got the seal case. You can customize your Pokeballs. Select ball capsules from your PC and stick your seals any way you like on a capsule. Then put the capsule on any of your Pokeballs. Try different things and you'll see. My sister can give you seals. Yes, so this is another function I will talk about in detail a little later, but seals are a new function that were introduced in Gen 4, and then subsequently gotten rid of in Gen 5 when they realized the horrible things we could do with it. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. The other child said that she would give us a seal, so what do you got? So we got the Fire Seal, A's. The Party Seal B's were also put away in the seal case. And the Floral Seal C's were put away in the seal case. Beautiful. So now we have some seals that we can work with later on, and that's going to be great when I need to demonstrate it. But as it was explained earlier, it has to be done from a PC. So as much as I would love to show this off right now, we do have to wait a little bit. But trust me, I will go over seals, and we will do horrible things with them. And now that we've healed the Miltank, I do believe the farmer lady has something for us as well. You fixed our Miltank, huh? Now it gives Moo Milk again. Here's something for your trouble. You got TM83. There's natural gift. Its move type and power will depend on the berry your Pokemon holds. When you use it once, the berry's gone. You best think how you ought to use it, huh? Yes, so with natural gift, it does really affect the type and power of the move, and there are quite a substantial amount of combinations that you can do when using natural gift, which is another reason why I recommend farming certain berries in the berry pots if you want to kind of optimally use natural gift a little more efficiently. The only problem is that you can really only use natural gift kind of once per battle, because once the berry is used up, you kind of, well, it is used up. But it is really nice. But to kind of give you an example of how it would work, let's say I gave my Pokemon an Oran Berry. Weirdly enough, using an Oran Berry with Natural Gift would make Natural Gift base 60 power and make it a Poison type move, which is very ironic considering that Oran Berries are meant to heal Pokemon, but whatever. Additionally, now that we have successfully healed the Miltank, the male farmer also has something for us. How'd you like my Moo Moo Milk? It's my pride and joy there. Give it to a Pokemon to restore HP. I'll give it to you for just 500. So you can buy one bottle or you can buy a dozen if you feel so inclined. I don't necessarily need a dozen of these, and frankly, that would cost me a lot. But I'll at least buy a bottle just to show that we have it. Here you go. Drink up and enjoy. We got the Moo Moo Milk. So this is the official canonical source of Moo Moo Milk all over the world. But more importantly, Moo Moo Milk. Milk with a very high nutrition content. It restores the HP of one Pokemon by 100 points. It's a little bit of a better cost-effective way to heal Pokemon that's not Hyper Potions, because Hyper Potions are not cheap. But Moo Moo Milk is pretty nice for this point in the game, and it's definitely far from useless. So now we're going to head out this way, and there are a few more trainers here that I want to fight, but there's also some new Pokemon on Route 38 that I want to catch as well. So before we get to that, I want to focus on the Pokemon, and then we'll fight the new trainers. Oh, sweet Jesus, we found our own Miltank. Oh god, it knows milk drink already, so it's going to be a lot harder to catch because of that. There we go. Green Ball wasn't cutting it, so I had to use an Ultra Ball. Thank God I get so many free ones from the lottery. Anyway, Miltank Data was added to the Pokedex. Miltank, the milk cow Pokemon. Its milk is packed with nutrition, making it the ultimate beverage for the sick or weary. If you would like to recommend a nickname for Miltank, feel free to do so in the comments. Just try to keep it clean, fellers. Anyway, let's move on to our next Pokemon. Not exactly what I had in mind. But technically I haven't caught Eradicate, so I guess we can at least catch this for the sake of adding to the Pokedex. All right, we got Eradicate for ourselves. Eradicate's data was added to the Pokedex. Eradicate, the mouse Pokemon, gnaws on anything with its tough fangs. It can even topple concrete buildings by gnawing on them. If you want to give a nickname to this Eradicate specifically, even though I'm pretty sure we've already gotten a nickname for a Rattata before, feel free to recommend one in the comments. Ah, there we go. Old reliable Magnemite. This might be a little tricky to deal with, but we'll figure something out. Oh boy. Magnemite comes with Sonic Boom, which can definitely be a bit of a problem. Alright, with that, we've caught Magnemite. Fantastic. It really is a shame that Magnemite cannot evolve in this game, though. Well, at least not fully. Anyway, Magnemite the Magnet Pokemon. It is attracted by electromagnetic waves. It may approach trainers if they are using their Pokegear. That's actually really interesting that this Pokédex entry is specifically tailored toward the mechanic of our Pokégear. Very weird. Anyway, if you want to give a nickname to Magnemite, feel free to recommend one in the comments. Just remember, it can't evolve into Magnezone, so don't make any Magnezone-based puns. I'm still salty about that. Okay, Aaron, what? You've called me like 3 times! Hello, Griffin, good morning. This is Aaron. Were you asleep? Aaron's Oddish is much stronger than before. Did you just refer to yourself in the third person? I should know. I'm Aaron. See you. Bye-bye. Well, thanks for the update, Aaron. Really needed to know. Can't even make the Aaron joke with Aaron because it's spelled in the wrong way. Oh my god, finally! We found something other than Magnemite. It's been several minutes since I was able to find anything else. But at long last, we brought out Tauros. I want to stress to you like how big of a deal it is that we can just kind of find Tauros in the wild here. Of course, you were able to find Tauros in the wild back in Gen 2, but the fact that we went from Tauros being something that was locked behind the Safari Zone to something that we could just find in the wild naturally is an incredibly big deal. Like, it's amazing that we can find a normal type that is just this good this early on. One, 2, 3. Jesus. These normal types are picky. They will not accept anything other than Ultra Balls. I don't have many of those, but at least we have Tauros. Tauros, the wild bull Pokemon. They fight each other by locking horns. The herd's protector takes pride in its battle-scarred horns. If you would like to recommend a nickname for Tauros, feel free to do so in the comments. Oh, perfect. Farfetch'd showed up just in time. I was starting to worry we'd never find this thing. It's only been about a minute since I was able to get that Tauros. Now, I do need to be extremely careful because, as I mentioned, Farfetch has great moves, but it sucks. Oh my god, it already has Fury Cutter too. That may not seem like much, but Fury Cutter's power doubles with every subsequent usage. I don't know why I just went for a straight Pokeball instead of damaging it. Yeah, that's fair, Farfetch'd. I'll give you that one. 1, 2, 3. There. Finally got this piece of garbage for ourselves. I'm sorry if you like Farfetch. I just don't. I do not like this thing. Farfetch, the wild duck Pokemon. Yes, because that definitely looks like a duck. If anyone tries to disturb where the essential plant stalks grow, it uses its own stalk to thwart them. If you would like to give this thing a nickname, feel free to do so in the comments. Make it hurt. Okay, so that pretty much covers everything that I can reasonably get right now. Yes, obviously there is still Snubble, but that is still a 1% encounter rate, and I don't have an unlimited amount of time. Unless this is it right here and now, I am not getting Snubble. Yeah, I didn't think so. But do not fret, friends. I have every confidence that we will get Snubble another day. Just not today. So we're back on Route 39. There are still some more trainers that we need to fight, so I think we're going to go ahead and clear through them real quick. I want Saris to be up front for reasons that hopefully will amount to something relatively obvious. I also want to take the EXP share off of Mizumori for now and give it back to Akira. Did not take long for Mizumori to catch up to the rest of the team, which is good. That saves me a lot of time. Let me see what your Pokemon are capable of. Will do, my enlightened friend. So now we're really going to be seeing what Saris is capable on her own, and fortunately, we're not having to deal with a bunch of Pokemon that are stupidly high level. Because last episode, boy, let me tell you, that was rough. And it went on very late. But, at the very least, Saris can hold her own in these fights against these low-level trainers. Ooh, this Slowpoke is actually kind of bulky. And that Curse is definitely not going to help with that situation. This Slowpoke took a while to take down. It kept using Curse over and over, and while it definitely did not do anything in terms of damage he was dealing me, obviously, it still took a while for me to take down Slowpoke, just because all I had was physical attacks. You know how Pokemon have different abilities? People are like that too. Everyone has different potential. That's very true, right, Ceres? Yeah, Ceres seems to want to play with me. Beautiful. So next thing I want to do is I want to address this rocky climb mountain again. Once again, this is another thing that we're not going to be able to do with for a while, but you still want to remember this because it is very important later on. It's a really nice item locked behind this. So we have a few more trainers that we can fight along this route. I think we have 3 actually. So yeah, let's run through this. There's nothing really else to do. Obviously, we can have Ryder in the front, but I really, really want Ceres to be at the front line for this for reasons that will hopefully become apparent. All right, Akira grew to level 22. Very nice. Wants to learn Quick Attack. Let's see what my options are here. Well, I might as well get rid of Tackle for Quick Attack. I don't see myself using Quick Attack anytime soon, but it's still objectively better than Tackle. All right, so you've raised your defense, you've lowered my defense. You gonna attack at all? Nope. Not while Ceres is on the job. Oh, come on, it's right there. Now I gotta keep Ceres in just for the sake of it. Actually, hold on. I need to know. How close are we to leveling up? 12. Okay, 12 HP. It's still annoying, but it could be worse. All right, and Ceres has grown to level 23. Beautiful. Ah. Oh yeah, baby. You think Espeon was the only one I was working on for friendship? You thought wrong. What? Ceres is evolving again! Oh yeah. And like that, Ceres, after 1 additional level, has evolved once more into Crobat. This is really cool. Now we got a powerhouse on our team. Ceres is regarding you with adoration. Absolutely you are. Yeah, with all the time that we've spent with Ceres in between all the battles and the switch training and the usage of the Sooth Bell, you're darn right Ceres has finally gotten herself to Crobat. Let's go. But with that said, as much as I want to debut Ceres for the moment, we do need to focus on training some of our other party members. So let's have Hogan for this next fight. Is it okay to brag about my Pokemon? Absolutely, it's okay. I've been bragging about my Pokemon for the past 21 episodes. Please don't static. 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 Okay. We're great. I couldn't brag. That's okay. I couldn't even remember how many episodes I've been bragging either. Hey, let's be friends. I figure nobody likes Pokemon could be a bad person. Let's chat about Pikachu and Slowpoke and Tentacruel. Wipe, Tentacruel, and all kinds of other Pokemon. It'll be fun. What do you think? Can I get your phone number? You know what? I will take your phone number, but only out of principle, because boy, do I not feel comfortable around this guy. We sure did get the phone number of the Pokegear. Sure thing, if anything Pokemon related comes up, I'll call. Thanks. Anyway, one more. Come on. Such darling Pokemon. Let's share our Pokemon together at the same time. What are these people? You people are so weird. You don't have to be weird about this. Oh, you're both fans of Pikachu, I see. Please don't paralyze. Please don't static. Please don't static. Please don't static. All right, I think we're good. Hungry level 23. Very, very cool. I don't mind losing. Well, good, because you did. You also have something you want to tell me? Do you know about baby Pokemon? I'll bet they're just adorable. Boy, have we gone over the details of making the baby Pokemon. Oh, Lyra's calling me again. Hello, this is Lyra. Good morning. I took a Tauros over to Moo Farm Route 39 recently. There was such an uproar, I didn't know what to do. Huh. Interesting. I wonder what happens if we bring Tauros to the Moo Farm. I'll check that out another time. What is this sign to say? Trainer tips. Use headbutt on trees to shake Pokemon out. Different kinds of Pokemon drop out of trees. Use headbutt on any tree you see. Thanks for the uptake. And like that, we've made it to Olivine City. And like that, I think we're going to go ahead and end this episode here. We have explored routes 38 and 39. We've gone to the Moo Farm. We saved a dying Miltank with the power of our Oran Berries. And we've also gotten several new Pokemon and evolved Cirrus again. So we're looking real nice now. So next time on Pokemon HeartGold, we're going to explore Olivine City and see what it all has to offer. See you guys then.